Hi there and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm inviting you to join me as I make bran muffins. And when I make something, I usually have my coffee. So I'm going to start with a drink. Okay, so bran muffins it is, and I hope that you enjoy this delicious recipe with me. I'm going to tell you all the ingredients that go in as I put it in, okay? So I'm starting with 2 cups of spelt flour. I'm going to hold this up for you. There you go. Okay, it is sprouted spelt flour, and I love spelt flour because it gives more depth to the actual recipe or to the muffin or bread that you're making. So I've got my 2 cups of spelt flour. I have 1 cup of wheat bran. And so this is what I use. It's 100% natural wheat bran, and it's got no additives, no sodium, and it's very high in fiber. That's the reason why I like bran muffins. So here it is. I'm adding all the dry ingredients. So that's that. I am adding a 1/2 cup of, it's erythritol and monk sugar, and this is what I use. And it says on here it's 1-to-1 sugar replacement. So it's 0 calories. And here is my 1/2 cup. I'm adding that in. Then I am adding, I use Himalayan salt, and it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to put that in here. Here it is, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you like a little more salt, which sometimes I do, sometimes I add a 3/4 or even a teaspoon, okay? So that's Himalayan salt, but if you want to do low sodium, that's fine too. Now it calls for 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay, so I'm gonna add my cinnamon. Hang on while I get this in here. I like a lot of cinnamon, so I often don't measure it. I just dump it in. I love cinnamon, and cinnamon actually is very healthy. So to me, it's like, doesn't matter how much I have. Okay, I am adding in a 1/2 cup of raisins, and I've already measured it out, and I use the Sultana raisins. There's no extra added sugar. Raisins are dried grapes, and they have a lot of sugar, fructose in them already. They're dried. Now I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Okay, so I'm going to add that to my dry ingredients. So 2 teaspoons, and what I do is I level them out, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so here we go. Adding my 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And I think that, oh no, there's one more dry ingredient, and that is, I like to add coconut. I love the crunch of coconut, so it's a 1/2 cup of coconut, and this is unsweetened medium coconut. Okay, so I'm just gonna put these bowls to the side. I'm going to show you everything that's in here. I'm gonna give this a little stir. And I know I'm going to be doing a lot more stirring in a minute, but I enjoy bran muffins with coffee, okay? So time for a drink of my coffee. I like to have fun in the kitchen. Usually I have music playing and, you know, my coffee, and then I enjoy myself. I enjoy listening to music and baking at the same time. Okay, so you can make healthy, delicious, tasty food in your kitchen that you know is going to fuel your body. And that's what this is all about. Fueling our bodies well, treating our bodies like a temple. So this is the dry ingredients, and now I'm going to go to the wet ingredients. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for a minute. Now I have eggs, 2 eggs, and I've portioned them out already, but I'm just going to give them a little beat. There we go. So I am going to add 2 eggs. There we go. I think you can see that there. I'm going to add a 1/3 cup. You can do a 1/4 cup, depending on what you like. 1/4 to 1/3 cup of molasses. And I use, right here it is, the blackstrap molasses. Now, if you don't know, blackstrap molasses is another type of sugar. But because I'm using the monk sugar, it has 0 calories. So this has some calories to it, but not very many. And it's a pure ingredient, okay? Blackstrap molasses. So there we go. I like it. It's strong, it's tasty, and it's gonna make your bran muffins taste that much better. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of vanilla. I like vanilla as well, so I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, so there we go. And I'm pretty free. I don't mind vanilla. But if you want only 1 teaspoon, that's okay too. Now, what else I have is I have 1/4 cup of coconut oil. So I'm adding that in there. And what I've done is I have taken my organic virgin coconut oil and I have just melted it down into that measuring cup for you so that it's easy for me on this video. Now I'm going to take 1.5 cups of almond milk, because I like to use almond milk. I don't use dairy. So almond milk, and lots of recipes, as you know, call for buttermilk or sour cream, or often those are the things that are in biscuits or muffins or whatever. So what I use is I use almond milk, and to my almond milk, to give it that little sour or buttermilk or sour cream taste, all you have to do is add a little vinegar. So you might think that sounds weird, but it works. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vinegar. So you can see I'm using white vinegar. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons to my almond milk, okay? And if you do a little bit more, that will be okay. There we go. And then stir it up, and that kind of gives it the sourness that it needs, and it just makes a delicious flavor in your recipe. Okay, so I have this, which has now gone sour. I'm adding that to all my wet ingredients. There we go. Gonna give this a little mix up, a little shake, a little stir. And then I'm going to check around to make sure that I have added everything that I was going to add. I'm looking at all my things that I've got on my counter. I am looking at my list. I think I've got everything. So what I'm going to do now, very quickly, I'm going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Here we go. And I'm going to make sure that I get all that blackstrap molasses in there, because sometimes it settles. So as you can see, I'm using a spatula to get it all out of the bowl. I like to have it all. Okay, so I'm getting that in there. Now, I am going to set that aside, have another drink of coffee, and I'm going to start stirring my whole mix, and I'm going to show it to you here before I mix it up, okay? So you can't see that. Maybe if I just move this down a little bit, you can see a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I am just giving this not a lot of mixing. For muffins, I don't like to beat it too much. So here we go. Just gonna make sure all the dry ingredients are mixed in. And it's a pretty nice consistency, you can see. It's not too dry, it's not too wet, it is absolutely perfect. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna show you, I've got little muffin cup holders. They're awesome because they give just the right size. You can't overfill them like you can a regular pan. So I'm just gonna stop this video, I'm gonna put them all in, and I'm gonna show you what it's like, just so that I'm not boring you with all the unnecessary details. Hang on, hang tough. Okay, so I have just put all the muffin dough into the muffin cups, and it makes 18. So 18 little bran muffins. Now I'm gonna stick them in the oven, and I will show them to you as I take them out and show you what they look like. I'll cut one in half and have a bite. So my muffins are finished. I just took them out of the oven. I checked them, not with a toothpick, but I have a muffin stick. So when you put the stick or the toothpick into the muffin, it should come out clean, and then you'll know it's done. I baked the muffins at 375 degrees for 20 minutes, and they are scrumptious and delicious. if you're looking for more recipes, you're going to want to follow along, or you're going to want to join our program. So I encourage you, if you're looking to treat your body like a temple, not a trash can, then you'll want to learn a little bit more. And you can go to our 10-day WeighDown Plan, which is going to help you learn to fuel your body with delicious, tasty, healthy foods. So that's all for now. Have a great day as I'm going to enjoy my muffin. They are moist and delicious. Talk to you soon.